So I'm a partner in the Competition and Foreign Investment Review practice at Davies, Phillips, and Vineberg in Toronto. I also practice in the technology, media, and communications area. There's a story I often tell students when they ask me the question of how I came to be a competition lawyer during the student interviews. And I spent 5 months of my articles in the competition law practice, where I worked on the regulatory aspects of a number of transactions. I also spent a significant amount of time researching and writing about policy and global trends in international competition law. I then spent 5 months in our corporate M&A group, where I was fortunate enough to be involved from the very beginning in a high-profile IPO that actually attracted a lot of media attention. When it came time to deciding what area I wanted to practice in, I remember sitting down with our senior M&A partner, who said to me, would I not like a practice where I would be front and center of these high-profile public M&A transactions? And I have to admit that there was some attraction to being in the limelight, but I gave serious thought to it, and the attraction of an intellectual, policy-driven global competition law practice really appealed to me. For me, competition law is the perfect mix of business, law, and policy with an international dimension. I've been fortunate enough to benefit from a legal champion, actually many legal champions in my case. These individuals have really provided me with opportunities that have enabled me to forge my own career. Because of their support, I was able to pursue a master's in antitrust law at New York University, and I was able to sit the bar exams of both New York and the Law Society of England and Wales. For me, I'm actually really looking forward to being a champion for the next young generation of young lawyer. So as lawyers, we're surrounded by extremely intelligent people, but we also have a reputation of liking to hear ourselves speak. And there was an experience that I recall early on in my career where I felt that my client's voice was not being heard. So in my practice, I endeavor to listen to my client, learn from and about my clients, and communicate effectively before offering them advice. So in my practice, the most effective team experience comes from a client with a strong in-house legal team that relies on external experts from a variety of disciplines, including their external counsel, their economists, their policy advisors, communication strategists, and where necessary, their litigation support. I have been very impressed with the team I have seen at Google and their external advisors, and have been very proud of the work we have done over the years. I think clients rely on me for my advice because I listen to them. I learn a lot about my client's business before offering them the advice. And when I've heard what it is that they need, and I understand their business and where they're going, I think I can offer them very sound, common sense advice with the understanding of in many cases, the global nature of the business in which they operate. My passion for competition law has really grown as a result of my involvement in the American Bar Association. The ABA has provided me with an international platform for career growth. Law and business is becoming increasingly smaller. And for me, the ABA is about developing relationships with intelligent and interesting people in jurisdictions like Tokyo, Rio, Mexico City, Brussels, and Washington, D.C. These relationships enable me to be current with respect to global issues. So I got involved with the ABA as a first-year associate, assisting one of our partners who at the time was the chair of the antitrust committee of the section of international law of the American Bar Association. And over the last 10 years have really worked my way up through leadership positions and have just completed 2 years as the chair of the International Antitrust Committee of the section of international law. I'm also involved in the antitrust section. As the chair of the section of international law, I have organized conferences in Tokyo and won an award for the organization of that forum. I've been honored for my volunteer contribution, have provided a lot of written policy statements on behalf of the section, and just enjoyed meeting with colleagues from around the world in the numerous section meetings and events that take place during the year.